Okay, ladies and gentlemen, where are we? What are we doing? Well, Daisy again as normal. Got my kit, but no tent. And that's for a reason. Oh yeah, no bicycle either. And the reason for that is that the server that I would normally play on has gone MIA, it's gone missing. Now whether this is a problem with the server itself, whether they just haven't updated it so I can't join it, because of course I use Play with 6 to keep my game up to date and I might be running at a higher rev level, or whether or not it's the clan who run it have decided to stop running it. If you think about it, it's the first day, so yeah, it may have ended. Let's have a little look at my kit level. Still have a nice primary, still have a nice secondary, don't have very much ammunition for the secondary. I did a little run through Zelena, picked up one or two items, so I've got a few more bits and bobs. I've got some cans of food on me as well, but I've only got 6 clips of standard rounds. But, you know, things like boxer matches, I can probably do with dropping those because I'll need the space. So I'm on the mission to find a tent. They pretty much only ever spawn in supermarkets. Oh, a little bit about the server. It's full. It's very full. It's much fuller than most of the servers I've ever I would regularly play on, and that's me, and I'm still the only one who does all this. You know, you've got all these other people. Tells you their ping, but it doesn't tell you anything about them. And so far, playing Daisy, I have still not come across anyone else who's set all this lot up as well. Oh well, maybe just me, because I'm an old armour player. So what I'm going to do is quickly nip up into the supermarket, which is just over there, and then think about where's the next nearest supermarket. I know this town doesn't have one. Dorosno doesn't have one. That has one. I'm pretty certain Pushka, or whatever it is, has a supermarket. I think it's that building there. It's not the church, is it? I think it's that one there. But, hang on, put a tag down. Thank you. It's 3 kilometres away. So anyway, it's pissing down with rain. So let's nip up into Zelena and have a look at the supermarket and hope there's a tent there. Because if there's a tent there, I don't need to go all the way to Push, whatever it was called. I have noticed that they've got this, and looked it up, they've got this not in combat. So if you have a look at the top right hand side of the screen, it says not in combat. What happens is, if you're firing, you can't quit out of the game. It won't let you click on the abort button. This is to stop people, and also apparently alt-tabbing has stopped working as well. This is what was happening, was people were getting into combat, and they were, well, they weren't really playing the game properly. They were getting into combat, and because they didn't like what was happening, they would leave the server. So I think we're going to have ourselves some meat. See? Hitboxes. This is definitely not a regular game. Gut animal. You see, it says I'm in combat up there, so I could not leave the server now if I wanted to. Oh, now why did I get steady body, hide body? I want... Now we used to get this. You'd kill the animal, slaughter it, and then you wouldn't be able to... Don't want to hide it. Aha! Here we go. Now we can go to gear. I don't want to just take the meat because I need space for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close bag. 1, 2. You're not going to. Okay. And now you're not going to disappear. Yeah, fix one problem, cause 3 more. I'm going to nip along here to see if I can get some wood, cook up some meat. Because I'm a little wee bit hungry. One thing I did notice, you can no longer bring up the debug monitor, so you can't see what your blood health is. You're going to have to rely purely on the colour of the indicator. Or at least didn't come up for me anyway. So quick nip into this little woodland. I have 2 slots free. You must be in a forest. Well, what the hell do you call this? Gah. Pile of wood is now in my inventory. You see it there? So, box of matches, make a fireplace. Let's open the bag, move a few more of these over. Oh, where are they? Where are the stakes? I can get 2 more over. And we want to, oops, light fire. Cook meat. And we've got to shuffle things around, might as well eat one of these. Oh, I see, I only have 2 slots free. No slots free, where's the meat gone? There it is. Sod it. Cook meat. Bit of situational awareness, you know, look around, put fire out. So, back into my gear, open bag, there are 4 slots, 2 meat. So what I shall do is, 1, 2, 3. Not quite why I'm carrying a heat pack around with me. So, back out. Rain always seems to be, I don't know, less annoying when you're in 3rd person. So we've managed to resupply ourselves up with a decent amount of good food. I'm going to have a bit of a inventory problem if I pick up a tent, because I think, I'm trying to remember a tent, I think it holds 3 slots. Well, goat, he knows I've just eaten a cow, so goat feels happy to approach me. Move up to here and have a little scan in town to see if we see any zombies. The reason why I do this is because zombies are created by the player, so, and I'm too far away for my zombies to have spawned in there. So binoculars, always look up slightly with binoculars and bring it down, and then look, no zombies. And it's the easiest way to find it, discover whether there are players around. Obviously you've got to keep your ears open for gunshots, but zombies, you don't see any. You can be pretty certain there aren't any players around. You come up over this rise, my zombies will start to spawn in up on that hill, I think. Sorry, I'm keep on clearing my throat. It's because just had a meal and it must have had some MSG in it. I had a Chinese. I've got a little bit of an allergy for that. Still no zombies? No zombies. Oh, there they are. Right. I am now close enough to those buildings for zombies to appear. Still not close enough to those buildings for zombies to appear. What will happen is the right hand side of the road, just there, they've just started over there to appear. A whole load will spawn in just there. See if we can see them come in. Come on, my little zombies. Come on, my little beauties. And there they are. There's the first one. No point in shooting them this far out. Waste of ammunition. They're all around now. Now, I suppose I could try to get in here without spooking any of them, but it's not really much point. Oh dear, there's not much in here, is there? Not my tent. Come on, little zombie. Solved his problem. Some more food, but of course I don't need food because I've got cow. Do I need a bandage? More food. Don't need that. Don't really need any bandages. Don't need that. Oh, backpack. That one, check vest pouch, is the same size in number of slots as the one you spawn in with, so there's little or no point. Now, as a thought, at some point I'm probably going to have to swap weapons. Pistols, that is, because I've only got 2 complete clips. Should I start picking up 1911 rounds and ACRs? Because at some point I will want to pick up a 1911 if I can. Don't need one now, but I'm going to need one in the future. Oh, stand up through the gap. So yeah, not much chance. I was reading through the notes. It looks like they've got some decent bug fixes on this latest little patch that's come out. Some of the exploits that were non-cheat derived, in other words, exploits that required that were taking advantage of the Dayz code. This business of moving kit from your front pouch to your backpack and then eating it, and yeah, there was a bit of a glitch going on there where people were converting food, or they could live on 1 can of drink and 1 can of food, any of the consumables in fact, because they could move them, do some fancy things with their inventory. Well, apparently that's been removed. For the guys who play on the really busy servers, there's an issue of someone getting into a firefight and alt-tabbing out, in other words leaving the server in a hurry so that they, and if you do it, sorry to get this right in the right order, the server you're playing on reports back to the hive your condition, and it doesn't do it continuously, it doesn't stream it, it just does it every minute or so. So if I'm in combat and I die, if I can get out of the game quickly enough, it may not get put up to the hive that I'm dead. So I die on the server, but because the server hasn't had an opportunity to talk to the hive yet, you're not dead. And that's Alt F4ing. That's to actually use Windows to close the program down. Do it quickly enough, you would be able to not die, not lose your character. So apparently you can't do that at all now. The other way of doing it is to hit the abort and see if you can get out quickly enough. But now that's what the not in combat's all about. I can I can leave the game now because I'm not in combat, but if I'm in combat you can't leave. Here's really where I want to go. Either my bullets have become stronger, or I'm becoming a better shot. And if anyone's ever watched any of my other videos in games like Medal of Honor or Battlefield, you'll know that I'm not actually a terribly good shot. Another person was killed on the server. It's a little bit devoid of good stuff. Still no signs of other players in this neighbourhood, which is a good thing, I suppose. I'm guessing they're all down on the south coast or up by the military spawns. I know I'm fairly unusual, hanging around this neighbourhood all the time. There you see? I don't have a new yet, but at some point that's going to be useful. Because what I'm finding is I'm using my primary weapon a lot more. Now part of that's down to the fact that the silence weapon, although silence, isn't actually terribly good. I find it rather a bit of a lightweight. Oi, let me in. I find it very tricky to do headshots with. Always look up here for the bicycle. No bicycle. Bugger. Someone's client's not responding. Now you never know if that's actually someone just slowly disconnecting, or sometimes it'll say that after somebody's left. Always remember to actually have a proper look around, not just looking straight for loot. Especially when there may be other players on the server. You know, have a little bit of situational awareness going on. We've got to be a brave man to use a crossbow all the time. Nothing in the dunny. Let's see if I can actually do the shooting thing from third person. No, I'm not that good a shot. And they still take two to bring them down. Oh, where do you come from, you little git bugger? Oh, two of you. Oops. Oh, this is just wasting ammunition now. Of course, anyone within half a mile has heard me. But then again, anyone who's used to the game knows I'm here purely on the grounds that there are zombies. do I hear a lot of Zeds? Oh, they're in the building, aren't they? There's loads in the building. I tell you what, it's not even worth going in there. Let's go for a trot. And head for our little target, 2.5 kilometres away. Pray I don't meet any other players. So I'll stop recording at this point, tag you on to another bit at a later date, because, yeah, me running across vast stretches of open space is probably not the most interesting thing you've ever done. But then again, you're watching my videos, so I'm not entirely sure why you watch my videos as it is. Talk to you later, gents. So we've come across a few barns up ahead. I'm a wee bit closer. Covered about 1 kilometre. Would feel a lot more comfortable in first person rather than third, so. Keep your head on a gimbal for this one. Inobservant buggers. Nothing in here. Did also read in the update that there are going to be greater restrictions on where you can pitch a tent, which should make for some slightly more interesting gameplay. Apparently you can no longer pitch them onto concrete, which should make life a little more interesting when it comes to selecting a position. Aha, holding the fence. And here we go. In we go. I could do with a bite to eat. I know I'm carrying lots of food, but if you can feed yourself and water yourself without actually having to dig into what you carry as your supply, you know, everything will last a little longer. Lee Enfield, a loud weapon, a Lee Enfield. What's over there? Hatchet. Do you know what? I reckon that if I played this game, well, if this game was different and there were never any player killers, I would probably just use a hatchet. I've got one come in. And you see, that's a Winchester. Still, in my opinion, the best. Oh. Bye-bye. Yes, as I was saying, still the best civilian weapon. Because the thing with these weapons we're using, I am rocking a military weapon. It means that coming to a place like this, I can't find ammunition for it. I have to go to a military facility to find it. And that's also the same with my pistol as well. That's why I'm carrying a little bit of extra pistol ammunition for a pistol I'm not carrying. That doesn't make any sense. That was like a contradiction. And yeah, I've got a 9mm SD. But I've picked up some 45 cal in preparation for losing the 9mm. Because although I feel reasonably happy to run across the countryside of Chernaroos, I'm not sure, yeah, on this server which is half full. I'm not entirely sure I want to go to a military encampment when the server is this full. Less than 1 kilometre away from the town. And if I remember rightly, it has a supermarket. God, I hope it does. If not, it's on up to Viborg. Viborg's getting very close to the airbase. Sort of almost want it to go dark. Get rid of a lot of players when it goes dark. Would be an idea to have a little check about me before I go running out into the open. You see if there's anyone over there. It would have zombies, and there isn't anybody over there. No zombies. No zombies up there. Notice how much clearer it is when you're looking through the binoculars, because it's too far out to draw the grass. That's what old armour used to be like. There never was any grass in old armour. Everything looked like that. It was just painted on the ground like it is there. There were some unkind people who suggested that Armour 2 was just Armour 1 with grass. They had a point. Because the game engine doesn't really ever change. It just gets incremental improvements. This is still fundamentally the same game as Operation Flashpoint, which is like 10 years old. Obviously, it's been improved time after time after time again. But fundamentally, this is the same game as Operation Flashpoint, which is oodles old. I'm sure if you'd shown someone this game, you know, back then, they would have thought you'd died and gone to heaven. So we're going to make sure we can see into town from a distance. This is again the business of checking, basically checking for other players. And I don't see any zombies down there. See? No zombies. Which is a good thing. Because if there were lots of zombies, that would tell me there was another player. So I think it's safe to go in. So how close we get before they spawn in. Still no zombies. Still no zombies. I'm never quite sure how far the trigger point is. Because we're actually quite close now. Spawns in, you can see it. There's a can of Coke. But still no zombies. How odd. I can hear them. And there they are. Oh, and I've tagged one. You can hear them all, can't you? Little buggers. Now where's the supermarket? Looking at my map, did I put the tag on the right building? There's a warehouse. A bit of light industrial. Let's do a zigzag on these guys. Mr. Z. Back of the church. I don't think this is an enterable one. There is a way of telling from a distance, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, it is an enterable church. Oh well. These are beautiful, aren't they? To someone from like me, who's from Britain, who's not used to churches that look like this. They did a lovely job on these, didn't they? Hello, Mr. Zombie. I don't know how to tell you this. Ooh. I'm sure I just heard a voice. Now, that might be someone talking on direct communication. Make sure I've got direct communication on. Be ready to shout. Hey, supermarket is where I thought it was. No voices. Such a long time since I've crouch walked. Oh, I've been tagged. So I suppose as we know what we're after, and what we're after is on the grounds there may be someone around here. Let's go silent, stay. Nice and quiet, Mr. Man. Another Winchester. Still no blooming... Oh, piss off you. Still no tent. So, where's the next tent position? V-ball. I think it's that building there. So, yes, no tent. Very disappointing. Suppose I better catch up with you when I get to V-ball. Talk to you in a bit. So here we go, we're approaching V-ball. I've done my little binocular thing, can't see any Zs in. It's not completely fail-safe, but should be quite reasonable. V-ball's got some nice stuff. There's a Stalin house. I found a tent in a Stalin house, so I suppose we better go have a look. That's a post office. Never seen one in the post office. Excuse me. Zeds start to come in now. Ooh, artifacts. I haven't seen those for a long time. Do you see that flash across the screen? Big triangles. Now that used to be something that used to happen a lot in DayZ. Used to get it around anything that had been spawned in military-wise. That artifacting. Oh, let's go first person. Let's do a run. Yeah. Same to you two with brass knobs on. Oh dear, no loot at all. Sort of tells me I've got... Oh, no, that. There'll come a time when I'll be looking for that revolver. Oh, you see all the... Oh, great. Oh, they're in both doorways, that's nice. Yeah, I'm smarter than you. You can hear them stomping around in there, can't you? It's the supermarket I want to go to, really. There's the back of the office building. Now this is a supermarket up here, is the one that, in one of my other videos, Gatto blows up. He manages to blow himself up as well, 2 satchel charges. Shocks me. Require Pip to come along and help me out. Might as well have a drink, eh? Wait, over you go, thank you. There's the supermarket. More Makarov rounds. Another revolver. Looks like it's going to be a revolver day. Should really take a spare water thing, shouldn't I? Oh, I've got a spare. Oh well, solves that problem. Don't need another one. So, yeah, it's a case of just finding things and checking stuff out. And do I need any of this? No, I don't. Keep out of the way of other players. Of course, if somebody else has seen me, they know which building I'm in, they're going to be stalking me, and yeah, it's all going to be end horribly, isn't it? Mind you, they're going to have a bloke with a fully automatic weapon on their hands. That might make them slow down a bit. Might as well have something to eat. Take away the old hunger pains. Did I look in there? Oh god, I can never remember where I've looked and where I haven't looked. I think I'd see a tent. They're chuffing huge. Don't tempt fate by looking in a building you're not in yet. What are you? I bet it's Makarov rounds. Yeah, it is. And a watch. Whoopee bloody do, another bloody watch. Now you can get up there onto another bit, and yes, there'll be more spawn up there, but it's like risk view reward. The risk is, the reward obviously is there might be another can of beans, but the risk is you're going to fall off because there's no railing up there. And I've just had too many accidents. Wait, why can't I turn left and right? Check the underside of my mouse. That's better. Yeah, fluff in your mouse. You don't want a fluffy mouse. See, stuff over there. And oh. Nope. That backpack, the Czech backpack, it's bigger than the Coyote you start with. Not as big as the Alice pack, and not as big as the one I've got. Now, strangely, the one I've got is actually also called a Coyote, but it's quite clearly different. And they're a bugger to find. I think the 3 of the most rare items in the game are night vision, GPS, and the big backpack. Pretty much everything else you can find, mind you, except for today, where it would appear that the other thing to add to the list of very rare items is a chaffin tent. God, Bennett. Well, I suppose as we're this close to the airfield, and how close are we? We're this close. I should at the very least look in that barracks. This is going to be risky. There may not be any players here, but that airfield does tend to get sort of staked out as being on one of the big PvP areas. All I want is a tent. But the way things spawn in clumps, in batches, you know, if we found one tent, we'd find 5. And we haven't found one, so I don't think we're going to find any. Very low probability they'll spawn in here, but, you know, check it all the same. I mean, I have found tents in Stalin houses before, but not often. So, let's have a little gander over here. I prefer not to. I'd like to be able to do it a little more cautiously than having half a dozen zombies after me. So I'll keep low. Use the bushes for cover as long as possible. Oh god, here we go. Trying not... So using the bushes, keeping... Oh, I can still hear him. I really prefer not to have to fire this close. Oh god, look at this guy coming. Still never understood why you cry with pain when you shoot the zombie. It's like there was a time with this game that if you... the click of you firing on an empty magazine, on an empty chamber, could be heard by everybody really loudly. It was quite strange. They seem to have cured that one, but this business is the fact that you seem to cry with pain when the zombie gets killed. Not quite sure about that. In all my time playing this game, I've never found a tent in one of these. You see, there's a Winchester. That'd do you nicely, that would. Alright, let's be a little more cautious, eh? It could kick off at any moment. Nobody over there. I could do without that red chain. It means there's a ping issue going on somewhere. That is the outer boundary of the airfield. Put the binoculars down. Where is my ping? Oh, how many people are on the server now? Ping 15 20 23. Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty good. So why was I getting that red chain, eh? Very strange. Anyway, I think I'll start recording when I get a little closer. So here we are. Covered a fair bit of distance. That was the barn I was past. Now it's a case of being very, very careful. This really is a PvP, or player versus player area. This is... I come up here maybe once a week or so, once every 2 weeks. I prefer not to do it alone. Well, more to the point, no, I prefer to do it on a server that's a lot emptier than this, because there are currently a lot of players, an awful lot of players. This is one of the least wise things I've done in a while. I may lose everything. very, very careful. Zombies are in. I would prefer actually not to have to open up with my large weapon, on the grounds that if there's someone here, they're going to hear that rifle from a long way off, and they're going to come and investigate. Remember, with a direct communication, you hit the full stop button, choose which one. It's direct communication. You use your your caps lock, and then you can talk to someone, and you'll be heard with up to about 50 to 100 meters. This I could do without. This I could do without. Clear shot. I'm losing blood here. Right, needs a bandage. Yeah, a little nerve-wracking. For some reason, this barracks always has that bench in the completely wrong place. Reclaim some of my blood. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double tap the walk button. Now, when I walk, I will. When I hit the W button, the forward button, I will walk. Nope, that didn't work. V to step over. Most obstacles can be stepped over eventually. Ah, it was V and crouch. Oh dear. Nerve-wracking. Very nerve-wracking. As I say, trying to avoid... Ooh, what are you? Gear? Ah, that. Some, on things like Lingor and some of the other maps, you come across these ammunition tins, and what they are is they're not actually a large belt of ammunition. What they are is a large quantity of rounds. It might be like standard rounds or something. Being very cautious. I see that in here. That makes me think that there's a player has been through and dropped their Lee Enfield and picked up something nice and shiny. G17 mag. Again, you wouldn't expect to find an oil can in here. Makes me think that a player has been in here. It's not an oil can, a jerry can. Shall I pick up a smoke? Yeah, it might be useful for the nades. Ask myself the question, am I really going to risk it? And go across to the main body of the airfield. Should really bury that guy, shouldn't I? What's he got on him? Haha, 9mm SD, so yes, I will drop that. And I will pick that up. Maybe it was... I've managed to recover half the bullets I used to kill him. So, yeah, do I risk it? Do I risk it? Let's go to the end of the runway and let's have a visual reference and have a look at least. I'm in the crouch walk. As I say, I have toggled the walk button, so I don't have to hold the button to walk. It means, oh shit, to run I have to toggle. So now running I'm holding the shift key and the W key. Reason being, I don't want to make the mistake of running by mistake if I'm trying to be careful. Unfortunately, I'm not being very careful now, am I? I'm my own worst enemy. Pip would be doing this great, because he would have crawled the entire time. He would have been within inches of those guys, and they wouldn't have got him. Let's go first person. Let's see if I can waste some bloody ammunition. Oh, this is not going well. Am I bleeding? No, I'm not. Do these guys have anything? Gear. Soda can. Well, I'm having it off you purely on the grounds that we're just going to have it from you. Ah, but this one, standard rounds. Yeah, that's almost worth having. A little situational awareness. Keep your head on the pivot. So back to walking. Time to have a look at that airfield. And I don't see zombies. I don't see zombies at all. So do you think it's worth it? Nothing ventured, nothing gained, eh? Going to burn through this ammunition quickly enough, aren't I? Catch up with you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I'm back for a reason. Did you see that zombie there? He disappeared rather briefly. Rather strangely, actually. That tells me there's another player around. I don't see him. And he hasn't been down here for a while. But that was definitely a zombie out in the middle of that field. In the middle of the airfield on the runway there. Just about the limit of my visibility. But there are other players around in this portion of the map, which is not entirely surprising when you come to think about it. Now, looking back that way. Are those... Ah, look. Dead one, right where my pointer is, the crosshair. Those zombies possibly, potentially might be mine. But I didn't kill a zombie out in the middle of the path. I buried all my zombies. So there's more than just one player around. Or the one from over there. What am I doing? I'm supposed to be hitting the V button. Nothing over there. Getting a red chain again, which is annoying. But there are zombies over there. Now there potentially could be the zombies that are spawned in because of my presence, but I don't think so. Because I wasn't actually in that location. I was more that way and they're that way. And there is definitely a dead zombie on the ground. So maybe someone has been through and looted. Or maybe not. I don't know. It's playing this game. What is the worst that can happen? Well, the worst that can happen is I could die and I could lose all my expensive kit. But then again, you've got the fun of getting it all again. Not heard a shot fired. Strangely, sort of wish it was night time. Is that another dead zombie there? You see, their zombies have disappeared. So maybe they were my zombies. And I'm just getting flighty over nothing. Right there is the barracks we were in. Oh well. We shall continue. So here we are at the end of the flight line. Breathing heavy. And I don't see zombies. Which is a good thing. My zombies have spawned in. So, here goes. Much prefer doing this at night. In fact, the last time I did this, I think I did it with Pip at night on a server when it was just me and him on it. Wasn't this nerve-wracking? It's loud. Get off that. Ooh, artifacts, did you see that? Very strange. By the way, if you're looking at barracks and you're trying to figure out if they're enterable or not, the ones with only one chimney are not enterable. If they have lots of chimneys, they are enterable. There you go. Here you go. This is where we discover the whole place has been picked clean. That's 1, 2. Can I make a headshot at this distance? No. Trying to go for a headshot, I should just go for torsos and accept the fact I'm going to use lots of ammunition. Yeah, does he have anything? Oh, flag grenade, that's no use. Anything here? Smoke grenade, I'm already carrying 1. So, has this guy got anything? Bugger all, that's unusual. The military zombies normally carry something. AKM, no. MP5, no. Don't need any of that. Nothing in that location. I'm still crouched. How did he see me, a little git bag? I tell you what. Oh, hang on. That might be worth looking at. Why can't I? Yeah, that's never good. Never. Oh bloody hell! Reload. I'm getting confused by the. Oh, I'm out of ammunition. So here we go. This is going to get loud. Am I bleeding? No, I'm not. No ammunition for my SD. That is annoying. Burnt through that. I thought I had that one. No, it's 1911. Bugger, bugger, bugger. Gear. This guy has nothing. Back to my primary. I think we're just going to have to go loud on this one, which is disappointing. A belt-fed machine gun. Gosh, I can't imagine being in a situation where that would be a good idea. Possibly if you were with a group. I'm going to turn this walking off. Auto walking. It cost me a slap in that. We may just have to go like Call of Duty on this. You see, nice weapon, AKM. If I wasn't carrying the M4 I'm carrying at the moment, nothing in that corner. I must admit, I'm not very good at being covert. I don't think it's in my nature. I'm into being loud, and that is about it. For the longest time playing this game, I had a silenced one of these. It was bloody marvellous, but I've got a sneaking suspicion it was in that period of time when tents wouldn't remember things, and there was a tent Gatto and I had found in the middle of nowhere, full of stuff, including these silenced weapons. And what would happen is you'd go and raid it, and then you'd go off and do whatever you're doing, and then like a week later, because you were running low on ammunition, you'd go back, and of course because the server had been restarted in the meantime, it was full again, so you just kept on going back to it. This isn't exactly, oh yeah, AKM mag. Not exactly rich pickings here, is it? I think I've come to the conclusion that if I get shot, I get shot. No, nothing of value to me. Yeah, I got one after me. You can hear them sort of cry. That rawr. Yeah. There we go, AKM, nice weapon. I think I shot him in the butt. These guys aren't carrying a great deal, are they? Not the most productive. Oh, here we go. Again, barracks only have one chimney. Ooh, gotta watch out for those doors. AK-74. Some potentially nice gear here. Yeah, everybody knows I'm here now. Pretty much everybody knows I'm here. Another AKM. By the way, all the flies you can hear, I suppose I better check to see what those are. There's a like a plague pit out in the back. Always mindful of these steps and things, they always seem to go a bit funny. Oh yeah, can you see the arrow? Not the arrow, well it's an arrow, the triangle in the middle of the screen. If I click that now, you would appear on that ladder outside. You'd like pop through the wall. It's the same with every one of these buildings, so it's quite useful. If you've been chased by a load of Zeds and you haven't got any ammunition, you run in here, get up to about that point, and then pop through the wall, and of course you go through and they don't. Should check these guys, shouldn't I? He's carrying a bandage apparently. Take 30 rounds Stanag, yes there we will, thank you very much. That one made it worth shooting you. Smoke green. No, I don't need to smoke green. Quick little nip over here. Always a little tricky getting into this room because there's that clump of rubbish in the front. Sometimes you get straight in, sometimes you don't. If you hit V, you will... Oh, here we go. Thanks, mate. Sort of knew that was going to happen, didn't we? The way I was playing, I'd become too blasé. Blasé the right word? Yeah, blasé's the right word. Abort. Yes. Disconnect. And then, okay, let's see where we come in, because I suppose I deserve that coming onto a server with that many people. Whoever just shot me has got himself a nice pile of kit. As I say, some of those items were very, very rare. So, yeah, let's see where the game puts me as we look at this. See the guy in the middle. He's a bandit. So you tell a bandit he's wearing the mask around his head. The other guy is a heck, that could be me. Is a regular player. The place we are now, can you see there's no grass? This is a point, I think, in the bottom left-hand corner of the map where basically you go when you die. It's a feature of armor. There's a it's a holding point. It's outside of the game, if you like, but the place actually exists. Alright, I've got to stop recording here because obviously this is stuck for a second or two. Servers always are a bit slow when they're this full.